Okay, so let's get ready to begin. Okay, as usual, kind of check your surroundings, check your footwear, make sure you won't slip or trip. If you need any balance support, please feel to do so. Don't feel pressure to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. Okay, so always go at your own comfortable level. Okay, so let's do a quick, let's do a warm up first. Okay, so we just be marching on the spot. Okay, so to start off nice and slow. Okay, just try to bring your chest up a little higher. Okay, so to still practice good posture, standing a little taller, shoulders set slightly wider. Okay, so I just focus on a deep your breathing for now. So breathing in through the nose. Okay, and out through the mouth. Okay, so go slow as you need to. Good morning, Anthony. Okay, I'm going to spotlight myself as well. Okay, so let's just move our joints a little bit. Okay, so still tucking the chin in towards our chest a little bit. Okay, and bring our chest up. Okay, and looking up slightly. Okay, usually we try to breathe out as we compress the body. Okay, and breathe in as we open up. Okay, so breathe out as we look in. Okay, breathe in as we look up. Okay, and back to the middle. Okay, moving the rest of the spine and shoulders. Okay, so still rolling our shoulders. Okay, but also arching our spine and rounding our spine as well. Okay, so try to bring your chest up as you pull your shoulders back. Okay, try to slouch slightly as you have your shoulders forward. Okay, so breathing in as we open up. Okay, breathing out as we slouch a little bit. Okay, and if you just change directions a little bit. Good. Okay, a little bit of rotation. Okay, so looking left and right. Okay, and then also moving the shoulders, bring the spine along. Okay, so just swing out arms side to side, front to back. Okay, and just rotate the shoulders, rotate the back. Let more people in. Okay, let's tilt the head a little bit sideways. Okay, we'll just move the shoulders up and down. So breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Try to push the ears up, pull your shoulders down. Okay, and just repeat maybe 3 to 5 times per side. Okay, back to the middle. Okay, when you're ready, we can repeat on the other side. It's the same idea as you breathe in and out. Try to push your ears up, okay, and pull your shoulders down. Okay, coming back. And let's have our arms up. Okay, we're just going to breathe in as you reach up. Okay, and breathing out as you come back down. Okay, repeat. So breathing in, breathing out. Okay, slowly see if you can reach a little high. Try to press your palm towards the ceiling, so open up the hand as well. A little bit of side bending is fine. Okay, but do try to open up the palm. Okay, so let me in. Okay, and let's try to bring both arms up. Okay, so breathing in. Okay, try to lengthen through the spine and reach to the ceiling. Okay, breathing out, turn your thumbs in. Okay, try to reach back. Okay, imagine someone's handing something to you and you have to reach back to get it. Okay, so I'm breathing in. Okay, bring your heart up to the ceiling. Okay, but also try to cover your ears with your arms. Okay, and breathing out. Try to reach back. Imagine trying to touch the wall behind you. Okay, one last time, breathing in. Okay, chest up, but shoulders back as well. Okay, and breathing out, reaching backwards. Good. Okay, and let's just kind of rotate our arm while bending and extending elbows. Okay, so elbow stays in place. Just bring hands together. Again, try to bring your hands out while keeping the elbows at the same place. Okay, so you're just rotating the arm while bending and extending the arm. Okay, you can also do opposite, so hands together, elbows in the same place. You try to push your hands out while keeping the elbows kind of close to the body. Okay, so together it looks something like this. Okay, and a couple of wrist rotations. Okay, same thing, just opposite direction. Okay, open and closing the hands. Okay, opening and closing the tips of our fingers, okay, including the thumbs. Okay, and just opening and closing the fingertips. Okay, so hopefully you're a little bit more warmed up by now. Okay, and we're just going to just start our usual 30 seconds a little faster, 30 seconds a little bit slower. But you can hear the beep in the background. So every beep is just 30 seconds. First minute, we're still going to be relatively slower, okay, but maybe a little bit faster than we're doing before. Okay, so you exaggerate arm movement, exaggerate the legs. But once again, just go over your own comfort level. Go still just to get the moderate intensity, meaning just a little bit out of breath. We can feel your heart beating a little faster. Okay, if you want, you can slowly increase the pace. That's what we should do. Okay, first round, we're still warming up our lower body a little bit more. So we're just going to exaggerate leg movements by bringing the knees a little higher. If you want, you can bring the arms up a little higher as well. Okay, so just a little bit exaggerated movements. Okay, so a little bit of a march. Okay, bring the knees up a little higher. Arms maybe just to forehead height, or just a little above the head is fine. Okay, but they always still try to stay tall as you lift your legs up. Okay, so you're not slouching down, you bring your legs up. And back to our marching. Okay, slowly increase the pace if you feel comfortable. Okay, second round, we're just going to keep the leg back, bring the heel close to our butt. Okay, so still kind of warming up the lower body by moving the different parts. Okay, so we move the hips before, now we're just moving the knees a little bit more. Okay, feeling the muscles maybe in the back of the thighs. Okay, 5 more seconds. And back to our marching. So I'm still slowly bringing up my pace. Okay, so next one, we're just going to be kind of breathing in, bring the hands up. Okay, and bring the hands down. But while we're doing so, we're just going up on our tiptoes, so we're not going to start the marching. Okay, but we're just going to get our calves pumping a little bit, get our arms moving in a circle. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can try to rock back and forth as well. So you can bring your toes a little bit off the floor if you feel comfortable. You might have to be leaning forward slightly as you do so. Okay, and back to the lunge. Okay, so I'm still bring the pace. Next one, we're just going to move the hips a little off to the side. Still just moving our hips in different directions, just to get our lower body ready for something to be a little more intense. Okay, so we're just going to be touching side to side. The arms can be doing whatever it wants to do, usually kind of moving the, I guess the same opposite direction, might be a little bit easier for balance. Okay, and back to the mat. Okay, so let's spend 5 minutes, so let's just check where we at in terms of intensity by doing the talk test. Okay, so taking a breath in and just counting out loud, normal talking voice and kind of tone. Okay, see how high you can count up to. Okay, so I'll take a breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're aiming for somewhere between 6 and 10. Okay, and just intensity based on that. Okay, we're going to do almost the exact same thing as before, but this time we're going to be kind of reaching down slightly as we kick the leg out. So it's a little bigger motion. You can think of almost trying to touch your knee. Okay, and you do so by pushing your butt back a little bit and slightly bend your knees a little bit more. Okay, so go as low as you need to. Try to keep your feet flat on the ground, keeping your butt out. Okay, and back to the marching. Okay, so before I stand on line, I'm going to try to just increase the intensity a little bit. I'm going to aim for about 7 to 8 for myself. Can be different for yourself. Okay, so we're going to kick the leg back. Same idea, we're still kind of reaching towards the ground, towards our knees. Okay, so we're almost trying to take a step back almost while we're reaching down. Okay, and you still kind of stick your bum out to reach. Doesn't have to be knee level, it could be a little bit high up, which will be easier on the knees. If you're comfortable, you can see if you can reach just roughly knee height while taking a step back. Okay. 3 more minutes in this round. Find the step rather. Okay, so instead of reaching down this time, we're going to reach up. Okay, so we're still going to kicking the leg out to the side. Okay, but this time reaching upwards. Okay, if you want, you can lift the foot off the ground as well. Okay, and it's just how high your hands go. So if you have shoulder prompt, just to forehead level. Okay, but if you can try to reach a little high up. Okay, and then back to the marching, giving hips a rest. Okay, next round, same idea. When you kick the leg back, if you want, you can lift the leg off the floor. You're also going to be reaching maybe diagonally upwards at the same time. Okay, so you can start off and just have the foot on the ground. When you feel comfortable, see if you can lift the leg up a little bit. Try to squeeze, intensely squeeze the butt muscle to lift the leg up. Okay, so arms, once again, just whatever height you feel comfortable. The goal is just to move more muscles at the same time, just to get the heart pumping a little bit faster. and back to the marching. Okay, last one, we're switching up, but this time try to kick the leg forward. Maybe you have a little bit of a straighter leg this time. Okay, so instead of just lift the knees, we are going to stretch the back of our leg a little bit by almost kicking out a straighter leg, feeling the stretch through behind the knees a little bit. Okay, once again, try to keep your body up. So when you lift the leg up, try not to slouch. These are front of the thighs might feel a little bit more tight. Shoulders might be a little tight by now. Okay, and back to the march. Okay, so let's try to slow down our breathing. You can also, once again, check your intensity. So I can do a quick talk test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so roughly where I want to be for myself. Could be different for you. Once again, your intensity can kind of fluctuate from day to day, week to week, depending on how you feel. Okay, but it's a good way to kind of check how you're doing as well. So if you're doing the same thing, same type of exercise, but you feel maybe worse that day, and that continues for kind of 2 days in a row, maybe we want to check out what is going on. Okay, this is especially important if you have any lung condition. People with lung condition tend to have fluctuating level of how you're feeling. Okay, and you want to catch it early if you're getting into like a flare up. So one way to check how you're doing is just monitor your exercise and how you feel at the same time. Okay, so let's slow down a little bit. Okay, you can also try to kind of blow out, like imagine you're blowing out a candle off of a straw. Okay, that naturally slows down breathing a little bit. It helps to keep our airways open if you have any lung conditions like asthma or COPD. Okay. So let's check the time. Okay, so right now it's about 9:48. Let's take a 2-minute break or so. So let's come back around 9:50. Keep moving around if you still feel a little out of breath. Okay, but feel free to drink and grab water, things like that. Okay, so see everyone in 2 minutes. I'm still gonna be around if you have any questions or concerns. Okay, so that was a quick 2 minutes. Okay, so hopefully everyone is back. Okay, we're gonna start our second set. Just start off more slowly. My internet just paused. Hopefully the video is still okay. Okay, so while we're slowly ramping up, let's do a little bit of a balance exercise as well. Okay, so we are kind of going to be walking kind of forward and back a little bit. Okay, but instead of just walking like we naturally do, see if you can walk almost in a tighter, like a tight rope. Okay, so kind of maybe one foot's a little more in front of the other. Okay, make sure just go to your own ability level. Okay, so just walking, imagine a type. Okay, good. Okay, and after the march, okay, a little bit faster, ramping up. Okay, so next round, let's just try to move our hands a little bit faster. Okay, so we're just going to be bending, extending the arms a little bit more. Just using the muscles in our upper arm. Okay, if you want, let's just try one side at a time. Okay, you might feel, if you feel your stomach around now, you probably feel like it stiffens up a little bit because the body is trying to stop itself from rotating. Okay, and you can try the same thing on the other side. Okay, and just back to a regular march. Okay, maybe at a slightly higher pace. Okay, next round, let's just move side to side a little bit. Okay, try to on all sides shuffle a little bit. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, always try to swing arms back and forth. Okay, so you'll be kind of side stepping. Okay, but you're just moving your arms side to side at the same time. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can go slightly faster. Okay, but once again, safety first. Okay, so we're just shuffling your feet side to side. Maybe slightly quicker than what we are used to doing. Okay, so that's kind of part of training our balance as well, just being able to move in different ways. Okay, so next one, we just march with the feet a little wider apart. Okay, we'll be shifting away side to side. Okay, and we'll just be tapping legs across. So my left leg is going to swing around behind towards the right. My right is going to swing around towards the left and the back. Okay, so I'm just swinging, shifting my weight side to side. Okay, arms once again can be doing whatever you want to do. If you feel to increase the pace a little bit. Okay, but then both arms and legs kind of reach across the midline, in front and behind the body. Okay, and back to the marching. Once again, kind of pay attention how you're feeling. So I know I am not it's quite out of breath yet. Okay, so you can choose to go maybe slightly faster. Okay, at least I'm not quite as out of breath as I was in the first set. So now I can maybe go slightly faster for myself. Okay, next one, we're going to be stepping across in front. Okay, so still across the body, but this time just across in front. Okay, so it's almost like a step, but just across the body. I'll have to work a little bit harder to push ourselves back. Okay, you can do smaller steps if you want to go a little faster. You can do bigger steps as well. Okay, and back to marching. Okay, so next round, we're just going to combine the two movements. Okay, so we're going to swing the back first. Okay, so you come back and switch the other leg and you cross over to the other side. Okay, so imagine you're kind of stepping in a diagonal line. Okay, so my right is going to go behind towards my left. Okay, as I step back, I'm going to put my left towards my right. Okay, so we reach back, okay, and then cross forward. Okay, so it's kind of a diagonal. You're just walking diagonally almost. But you're switching between the two legs as you do so. Okay, you can also try to switch which sides you're going to. Okay, so if you can, see if you can switch to the other leg. Okay, and then back to the margin. So what we're doing is that we're just trying to switch between left and right side, maybe in a fashion that we're not quite used to, just to train that we can switch between left and right brain kind of quickly. Okay, so this time we're gonna go just across now. So we're kind of same kind of movement, but we're gonna go same direction. So we cross, step back out, okay, and then in front. Okay, and then switch over to the other side. Okay, so don't worry about which, if you're going forward or backwards first, see if you can just do, I guess, 2 cross steps. Okay, or just think of moving left and right while crossing your legs a little bit. Okay, so if you feel comfortable, you can go a little faster, but once again, safety first. Okay, and back to the machine. Okay, so once again, this is a little bit of a balance exercise. You think of falling sideways, you don't always catch yourself with the same foot. Sometimes you have to cross your foot over. Okay, so being able to switch cross over quickly is also something we can practice. So let's just make it a little simpler. We're just going to move slightly faster. Okay, so we're not as high. Okay, just to maybe just above forehead level. Okay, we're just going to keep our feet moving a little bit. Okay, almost see if you can open your shoulders a little bit. So elbows kind of further out. Okay, maybe elbows a little bit closer in. Okay, and just going back and forth. Okay, so it's just small movements. Okay, back and marching. Okay, let's check how you're feeling. Okay, so I know I'm not out of breath now, so I'm going to choose to go, keep up and pace a little bit more. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the arms. So we're still going to be marching up, reaching up. Okay, so they're widening. Okay, but our legs going to fall at the same time. So as the hands go wider, our feet going to go wider as well. Okay, so we start off narrow. Okay, and as the hands move out, let's widen the feet a little bit. Okay, and as the hands come back in, let's narrow our stance a little bit. Okay, and just alternating back and forth. And back to the marching. I'm going to choose to keep almost at the same pace. Pay attention, just go by how you feel. Okay, 10 more seconds. And that was 10 minutes. Okay, so kind of slowing down a little bit. Okay, so that was probably an easier set than the first one, or maybe I just kind of walked a little bit. Okay, but sometimes doing different steps is good for balance, or you can just think of fall prevention. So fall prevention doesn't mean you will not lose your balance. It also means you can recover your balance quickly, which kind of implies that you're stepping, you can move your feet quickly in different ways. Okay, so let's slow down. Keep focusing on our breaths. Okay, gradually slowing down our limbs. Okay, so let's check the time. Right now it's about 10:01. Okay, so let's take another two-minute break or so. So let's come back somewhere around 10:03. Okay, just for set. Okay, so let's get ready for our third set. So we're still aiming for about 30 seconds, 30 minutes in a day. Okay, so slowly marching again. So let's once again, let's just try to change the way we kind of do things, just to kind of stimulate the brain a little bit. Okay, so instead of walking, usually you kind of left arm, right, so left leg, right arm, also across, so and then left arm, right leg. Okay, see if you can almost walk the same length going at the same time. So my left leg and left arm at the same time, and then right arm and right leg at the same time. Okay, and again, see if you can switch quickly between the two. Okay, so I'm back to kind of the usual type of walking. Okay, see if you can kind of switch. Okay, kind of quickly. Okay, and switching. And slowly increasing the pace. Okay, similar idea. You can start moving kind of both arms. Okay, let's just try moving just one side this time. Okay, so one arm doesn't move. We're only swinging one arm. Okay, or you can try kind of a straight arm. Okay, you should feel almost your core muscle, your trunk muscle stiffening a little bit. And you can try the other side as well. Especially if you try to go a little faster with just one side, you probably feel just your trunk, your core muscle stiffens a little bit. Okay, because your body is no longer kind of symmetrical, so it has to kind of fight the rotation a little bit. Okay, and back to the marching, maybe a little bit faster pace. Let's go into almost our squatting series a little bit. Okay, so feet a little wider. Okay, and we're just going to be almost doing a mini jump. So we're just going to hop on our toes, like the knees. Okay, we're going to push your butt back, so your feet are flat on the ground. You're not just relying on your knees, you're loading your hips. So think of your butt as almost like a spring there, and you're loaded up by pushing your butt back. Okay, and then trying forward to get yourself up. Okay, and back to the marching. Okay, next one, similar idea, but this time we're just going to go just a little bit lower. Okay, so we reach up. We're just going to reach up on one side, pressing the palm towards the ceiling. wider. We're just going to squat down a little bit more. Okay, press one palm up. Okay, arms can be whatever you feel comfortable with. Only go down as slow as you feel comfortable. Okay, still going to stick your bum out. Feet still flat on the ground. So plenty of fine, so you get a little tired. Okay, so adjust the difficulty as you go. And back to the mat. So squatting, because we are using a bigger muscle, it does get our heart rate up a little bit. So even though we're not moving as fast just now, it does get our heart rate going a little bit more. Okay, next one, we're just going to be sitting down a little bit. Okay, we are just going to be kind of opening our chest a little bit, opening our shoulders a little bit. Okay, so we can kind of breathe in. Okay, only go as far as you feel the stretch across the chest. Our thighs are going to be tired. Okay, and come back up. Okay, thighs probably a little sore by now. Okay, so adjust your intensity. If you go a little slower if you need to. Okay, next one, let's move arms a little bit more. Okay, so we're still going to be on a slight squatting stance. Okay, maybe not as low. Okay, and we're just going to be moving our arms back and forth. Okay, same idea as before. Almost see if you can open up your arms a little bit. Okay, and coming back to the middle. Okay, so once again, the motion doesn't have to be too big. Okay, let's see if we can move the arms kind of forward to the side. Okay, and back to the marching. Okay, I'm just gonna check my pace. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, after a while, you can kind of just tell, because I can tell when I'm talking, I'm not talking as long of a sentence. Okay, so let's just do something a little slightly easier. So we just go into the one side of marching jumping jack. Okay, I'm going to choose to do motion with my arms and my shoulders. And back to the marching. Okay, next couple of sets, make sure that your floor is non-slippery. You're not stuck on a mat. You're wearing, you're not wearing socks on hardwood floor. So as we can move back and forth a little bit more quickly. Okay, so next one, we're just going to be taking a few steps forward, few steps back. Okay, just going to be a little faster than quicker steps before. Okay, and let's go side to side a little bit. So quick feet while moving side to side. Okay, maybe just a few steps. Okay, let's try diagonal this time. Okay, so quick steps kind of in one direction, quick steps in the other direction. Okay, feel free to almost imagine drawing a star. Okay, and back to just marching in the middle. Okay, next time, similar idea, but we're going to draw a box Okay, so forward to side, backwards, right here. Okay, so forward, side, backwards. Okay, back to original space. Okay, so this will be one quick step forward, one quick step to the left, one quick step to the backwards, okay, one step, quick step to the front, sorry, to the right. Okay, so this time will be one quick step back, one quick step left, okay, one quick step forward, one quick step to the left. Okay, so just kind of moving in that box. Okay, kind of switching directions. For especially going forward and backwards sometimes. As we get older, we get a little scared doing that. So it's just good to practice that idea as well. Okay, so last round, we're just going to be keeping on the pace, just a little bit quicker. Okay, last one, we even do smaller steps, okay, but just a little bit quicker. Also, a little bit more quickly. Okay, if you can always keep your toes on the ground. Might be easier on the knees. Okay, but if you want, you can just do almost a quick march on kind of jogging in place almost. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. Okay, and so keep moving. Okay, gradually slowing down. Okay, focus on our breaths. Okay, focus on taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, so it's also not just important for the heart, but sometimes if your muscles are a little sore, it's good to, let's say after you lift weights, it's good to walk around a little bit as a cool down. As you move around, it helps you clear kind of lactic acid and other waste from your muscles. So like a cool down, like a slow walk, does help with recovery as well. Okay, so next part, we're just going to go into a little bit of a stretch. Okay, and we'll call that a day afterwards. Okay, so let's just keep moving a little bit while we stretch the upper body. Okay, so your legs, you can keep kind of moving around a little bit if you want. You can kind of pump your legs if you want. Okay, but let's just bring our arms across. Okay, and a little bit of a stretch. Okay, so these type of exercises also muscle training, but in a different way. Let's switch on to us. So we do have kind of multiple types of muscles. Sometimes their job is to kind of have strength, I guess, or endurance, so they don't get tired as quickly. They can be, and we want to maintain that as well. Okay, but there are also muscles that get tired really quickly, but their job is to move quickly, move fast. So sometimes weightlifting, we're doing a little bit slower. That's maybe more on the slower twitch muscles. So we should call it slow twitch or fast twitch. Okay, so when we're moving faster, like we're doing aerobics now, we're also moving kind of training the fast twitch muscles a little bit more. As we get older, we tend to lose the fast ones more than the slow ones. Okay, so we get slow as well. So sometimes it's getting used to moving more quickly. It's good practice. Okay, so let's stretch out the front of the thighs and also the calves. Okay, so using a chair would help. So that's this. We're just doing our usual 2 stretch. Okay, so make sure it's kind of anchored somewhere. Okay, so just 1 foot back back heel if you can, get it close to the ground. Okay, try to point both toes kind of forward. Okay, and you're just going to press your hips forward while keeping the back leg kind of straight. Try to keep the back heel on the ground and both toes are still facing forward. Okay, if you can also stretch the muscle this way by pulling your pelvis up. So bring the front of your pants up. Okay, so the idea is you can stretch the muscles by kind of pulling it down. You can also stretch the same muscle by pulling it up. Okay, so when we tilt our pelvis up a little bit, we're kind of pulling the muscle from the top. Okay, the calves in the back also get a little bit of a stretch. Okay, and when you're ready, just slowly switch sides. So once again, check that both toes are kind of pointing forward. Heel, if you can, get it close to the ground. Back leg is out straight. Pushing hips forward, and also pull it up a little bit. Okay, and try to imagine breathing into the air over your thighs stand. So allow your belly to kind of expand as you take a breath in. Okay, so coming up. Let's stretch your calves a little more like we usually do. So toes up on the wall, on the chair. Okay, and try to get your pelvis more forward. Feeling it stretching the muscle a little higher up in the back of the calves. Okay, so and then next one, just the knees a little closer. Push your knees slightly more forward, feeling more closer to the Achilles heel. Okay, and while you're doing so, kind of pay attention to where your knee is in relation to your foot. So sometimes when your ankles are tight, or in certain ways where you feel your knees is going to be further in. Okay, and kind of just play around to see where you feel the most tightness, how your knee feels in different positions. Okay, so it's just being more aware of what our body is doing. Okay, and same thing on the other side when you're ready. Okay, so hips forward first. Kind of counts through your 5 slow breaths in and out. Okay, and just going to knee a little bit more forward. Okay, and straighten out. Okay, and kind of shift things out a little bit. Okay, so let's just relax the spine a little bit. So we're going to breathe out while we're just going to round, kind of relax for a little bit, let your head kind of hang heavy, a little bit heavier. Okay, and just breathing in. Okay, if this makes you feel dizzy, just then just stop and just focus on the deep breaths. Okay, stop. Out. Okay, let your shoulders hang, let your head kind of hang a little bit. And breathing in. Okay, feel free to do this sitting down as well. So if you feel, if you want, you can do this sitting down. Okay, so just kind of relax your back a little bit because we've been sitting up tall for so long. And one last time, so breathing out. Okay, one last one, just the top of the shoulders. Okay, so while we're sitting there, kind of fingers pointing inwards. Okay, sitting on your fingers. Okay, you're going to try to almost press down on the chair. You might feel a little bit of a wrist stretch already as you do so. If it's too hard for you to do this, just kind of point your fingers forward. That's fine as well. Okay, but see if you can imagine pressing down, so sort of slow down a little bit. Okay, your head goes in the opposite directions. Okay, if you want, you can apply a little bit of pressure using the other hand. Okay, and try to take a deep breath in. Okay, as you do so, you just maybe feel a little bit of a stretch on the top. Okay, so you come back. Let's strip things off. Okay, when you feel ready, you can repeat the other side. Okay, so kind of fingers pointing kind of inwards. Okay, once again, try to almost press down onto the chest, shoulders go side at the same time. Okay, other head kind of moves in the opposite direction. If you want, you can apply a little bit of pressure using the other hand. Okay, once again, try to take a deep breath in. Slowly come back. Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. Okay, so thank you for coming, everyone.